Claire Lopez is one of the smartest people we know and a good friend at ATP. She's going to explain Islam in words you understand from an American viewpoint. I have a video here from our favorite genius correspondent, Claire Lopez, explaining Islam on how the West doesn't get it. It's rather scholarly because Claire speaks a million languages and had a long distinguished career at the CIA and the State Department. She gets it. Check out a little bit of education from Claire Lopez on Islam.
Islamic terror groups like the Islamic State and Hamas are often accused of cowardice because they routinely use human shields. But I think this is a mistake based on a Western way of thinking that is grounded in Judeo-Christian morality. Westerners, especially Western liberals, too often simply cannot wrap their heads around the reality that Islamic doctrine commands its faithful to acts of what the Judeo-Christian ethos sees as abhorrent pure evil, which is why we hear language couched in terms of Western morality like cowardice. Devout, faithful Muslims who are obedient to all the obligations of Islam, that include slavery, sex slavery, and of course jihad and use of human shields, see the world and their place in it through a very different lens than we do. Eternity in paradise, basking in the presence of God, Allah in Arabic, awaits jihadis who die as shahids, or even who live lives in faithful obedience to Islam. And they also believe that hell awaits those who do not obey. The reason American and other diplomats keep trying to appease and reason with implacable foes like the Iranian regime or its proxies across the Middle East is that they cannot cope with the idea that human beings can be so consumed with depraved hatred that they can commit the atrocities we saw on October 7, the Shabbat massacre, and elsewhere for nearly 1,400 years. Diplomats are wedded to the idea that every human being can be reasoned with, can be met in the middle somehow, but they can't. Tangible physical compromise over land, for example, hold no attraction for those enthralled to fanatical belief. This is why the so-called two-state solution can never work. Not just that it's been offered and refused repeatedly, or that the region's Arab Muslims got their two-state solution in 1948 with the creation of Jordan, but because we continue to insist on viewing their behavior, beliefs, and motivations through a Judeo-Christian Western lens, instead of understanding that their objective is the utter annihilation of the Jewish people and the Jewish state of Israel.
And I cut it short, but it's a great synopsis of why there never will be peace with a two-state solution. Because the Palestinians have come out, the Arabs, who consider themselves Palestinians, which is members of a state that never existed. They want their state where Israel is. They've said it very, very, very clearly. They said it again this morning. Hamas came out and said, we will keep attacking like we did October 7th till all the Jews, Christians are gone. Can it be any clearer than that? That's why you can't make peace with them.
Did you hear what the Democrats did on Capitol Hill today, Barry?
I did. Tell our viewers. It's horrible.
Yes. Just today, they voted on a two-state solution in Israel. And I'm thinking, why do they have the audacity to sit there and think that they can make policy changes for Israel? I mean, help me understand that. I mean, that's like saying that Australia can come in and make policy changes for the United States of America, and they'll never have it. I said, no, you need to stick with your country.
Well, hold on a minute. If the Australians did that, every broadcaster in America would just giggle. Like,
yeah, it's not going to happen.
But it's the absurdity and the arrogance. Why would the Aussies tell the Yanks what to do? It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
why are the Americans telling the Israelis what to do?
Exactly. It's the reason why they're doing it, because they want to make it look like they are siding with the rest of the world against Israel. And I brought this up multiple times, Barry. The Bible tells us in the last days that all of the world will be coming down on Israel, except for one nation. It says it in the Bible, except for one nation. And it says the nation that is represented by the eagle's wings. And there's only ever been one nation on the planet. Yes, ever been one nation on the planet that's ever been represented by the eagle. And that is the United States of America. So there's still hope in the United States of America. All is not lost, because America will always be an ally of Israel. But as of right now, the only reason why we're ally of Israel right now, Barry, because they know a lot of Jewish people pour money into the Democrat Party. And that's the reason why they're trying to act like it's all facade right now. But see, Trump, he was true to it. He moved the embassy to Jerusalem, telling the rest of the world that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. And they could not stand it. And you mentioned it too. They've named different locations in Israel after President Trump. I mean, come on. Right?
You're right.
So
you're right.
That's why right now they're so fearful of President Trump coming back. And on top of that, Barry, they're so scared really quick of President Trump coming back. They have a list of 35 states right now, Barry, that they're trying to remove President Trump from the ballot.
Unbelievable.
35 now. 35 states. They're trying to remove him from the ballot.
I think the Supreme Court, God willing, will step in, and we will know in a month.
I sure hope so.
It's going to be such a mess.